Grow your listings now. Grow your buyer's agreements now. Welcome to Mindset and Attitude to Selling. How to influence buyers and sellers to hire you as their real estate agent. I have a very exciting topic. I believe if you master these three principles or these three steps, plus the bonus that I will share with you, will absolutely change your game. You see, I believe in basic fundamentals. Why? Because if you master the basic fundamentals, you will build a strong, solid foundation that you can build on. And what I mean by build on is you can develop yourself to becoming a dynamic, exciting, and powerful salesperson so that you can transition into being a more effective real estate agent. Now, these three steps that I will share with you is something that we're all aware about, and that every one of these steps actually affect us as well. These three steps not only influences sellers and buyers, but it influences you and me. Everyone is influenced by these three steps that I'm going to share with you. Now, let's dig into this topic. This is no particular order, right? But all three of them are very important, and one leads to the other. So the first thing that you must absolutely be conscious of and aware of is your attitude. Your attitude influences the buyer and the seller, and it influences other people as well. Why? Because attitude is contagious. Is your attitude worth catching? That's what you got to keep in mind. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you have 10 people in your company, right? Let's say you got one really bad apple that has a bad attitude, but they're really good at what they do. So you have a dilemma. That person with the bad attitude usually influences the other 9 people in the wrong way. But those 9 people cannot influence the bad apple in a good way. They just can't. So what do? You have to get rid of that bad apple. I know I would. Why? Because that bad apple's attitude is like the beginning of a fire. If it's not dealt with, it will infect all other 9 people, which means it'll affect your business. Does that make sense? So attitude is number one that influences sellers and buyers and all of us in general. What's the second thing? It's not only what you tell the seller and the buyer, but how you say what you say. Your words influence people. My words influence people. Good, bad, or different. So what you say to the seller and the buyer and how you say it to them will create an action from them. Will create an emotion from them. Why? Because they start to feel what you're telling them and how you're telling them. Give you an example. Let's say you see a trailer online for a movie that's coming out either on Netflix or in the theater, or somebody you're following that's a movie producer and they're going to put it on social media soon, right? So now you're hooked. You like what they said. You like the visual you saw, right? Now, that day comes where this movie's going to be shown, whether it's in a theater, Netflix, a channel, whatever it may be. If that movie doesn't fulfill your emotions by not only what they said in the beginning through the 30-60 second trailer, but if the movie is not told in a certain way and it's not shown in a certain way, right? You're going to be disappointed because of the way the movie was told to you, right? So it's not only what you say, but how you say what you say. Does that make sense? I'll give you another example. A podcaster. Let's say you have a favorite podcaster. For them to keep you engaged, however long it is, what they say and how they say things is what's going to determine the action you take. Meaning, whether you listen through the whole podcast or you walk away from it, right? Either way. So what you say and how you say things to a seller and a buyer will absolutely influence their decision. What is the third thing? What you do and how you do what you do, basically your actions, will influence a buyer and a seller, especially if it's face to face, right? Because everything we do is what people judge us by. Not what we really say and how we say it. That's important. But the actions after what you say and how you say it. So your actions influences sellers and buyers. And you're influenced by people's actions as well. I'm influenced by people's actions. Because your actions and how you take action is tied directly to how you think, right? Which leads to your attitude, which leads to what you say and how you say based on that attitude. Does that make sense? And here's the bonus. If you really, really want to influence sellers and buyers, and you really have real value to offer them, and you can provide solutions like selling their home, or from the buyer's case, giving them an absolute phenomenal experience buying a home, then you have to take these 3 steps. And the bonus is this. You have to master storytelling. Let me repeat that. You have to master storytelling. Because that's what these 3 steps leads you to. And I don't want to hear that people don't like stories, because that is nonsense. Storytelling is how we live our daily life. We're always telling a story, and we're always receiving a story. Those who tell the most effective story with the right attitude and uses the right tonality with rhythm and tempo and how they say it, and then the actions they take based on that tonality, will absolutely be told in a story format. There's no ways around that. So you guys who don't believe in telling stories, and you guys who believe that people don't want to hear stories, then you truly don't understand your profession. And that's why a lot of you are struggling getting buyer brokers agreement and getting listings, and bottom line, making money. Storytelling is the most influential thing you can do to produce the right results. Does that make sense? So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for sharing your time with mindset and attitude to selling. And remember this, guys. Your attitude is contagious. It has influence on the buyers and sellers. What you say, how you say things to a seller and a buyer has influence. And your actions, what you do and how you do it, will ultimately lead to powerful storytelling. And if you can truly master and make this part of your daily selling process, watch your listings increase. Watch you get more buyer brokers agreement. And then watch your commissions and sales absolutely explode. Talk to you later. Have a fantastic day. Bye.
The most valuable skill you can learn is to become a dynamic, powerful, and exciting sales person.